let's move on to our next sci-fi trailer. The new Will Smith and Jaden Smith film, After Earth, being directed by the Hammer, M. Night Shyamalan, is directing this one. The first trailer has come out. We've been seeing some images come out about this one for a couple of months now. John, when you saw it, your first reaction to After Earth trailer?
To be honest with you, it's like, of all the trailers that dropped this week, because there was such a plethora of incredible ones. You have Oblivion, you have The Lone Ranger, it's Man of Steel. After Earth, kind of just aftertaste. It was just like kind of like nothingness. There was a bunch of monkeys and some animals running around. There's Jaden walking around having some fun in the forest with a weird stick. Will Smith kind of talking voiceover style, kind of Morgan Freeman style, like, you know, March of the Penguins, kind of voiceover documentary style. It was weird. I got the idea that maybe there's some aliens. It was actually, it's funny because it almost felt like a very similar in tone to Oblivion, only Oblivion's way cooler. The concept designs are very Sid Mead, like you said. It's the director of the new Tron movie. It's got a very clean look. A lot of stark, really kind of black and white spaceship style, really sleek. Versus when he finds all the people underground, they're always dirty. It's just like the Matrix, they're wearing some kind of like stuff that's their hand sewn together, yet strangely stylish. You know what I mean? Like someone has a fashion sense in the middle of nothingness in the dark. You know, Morgan Freeman's got a really badass jacket. Somebody styled it. It's the future. So whatever. I think they just press a button. Combine the 80s, 90s, and 2340 to create this version. Whatever. After Earth, I don't know. I mean, no, I didn't even know M. Night
Shyamalan's?
How do you say his name?
Shyamalan?
M. Night Shyamalan. I had no idea he was even involved in this movie, let alone that he's directing it. They didn't even say that in the trailer. I only read that afterwards through some responses that people started bagging on him, and I was like, oh, I realized if they did say his name in the trailer, no one would go see the movie. So
but
that makes sense.
What I don't understand is why we see this negative reaction online towards M. Night Shyamalan having directed this film, and I am, for the life of me, I cannot understand why, after the masterpiece of The Last Airbender. How can anybody?
I think people are still holding on to that bitter taste of The Happening, as well as perhaps The Village. So, or maybe even that other one about the water creatures that live in a pool in a hotel. In somebody's.
Oh, that Lady in the Water. That was awful. But you know, here's the problem I have with this trailer.
I liked Unbreakable. A lot of people were bagging on Unbreakable on these posts, and I was like, I actually liked it. I didn't like the little still frame ending, and then in a comic book fashion, Mr. Glass was arrested, and this whole weird kind of, is that the last half of the movie that they just didn't shoot? You know, you're like, what's happening? Weirdest ending in the.
I think you can't be taken seriously in any discussion about M. Night unless you acknowledge he has made some great films, which just kind of makes it all the more kind of disappointing when he's put out some bad ones. And I know when I looked at the concept for After Earth before seeing the trailer, I remember thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe this is the return. My biggest problem with the After Earth trailer is I didn't mind the Will Smith narration, actually. That one shot, though, that is just a huge icebreaker shot when he's sitting there with his son and saying, breathe in, breathe out, and then that explosion, he's sucked down. That is a masterful visual. That was awe-inspiring. My problem with the trailer, though, is it feels a bit like a bait-and-switch movie. It feels like the movie is promising a Will Smith sci-fi actioneer, but really, this is a Jaden Smith film.
I don't think it's bait. Well, go ahead. I was going to say I don't think it's bait and switch. Even in the trailer, it clearly shows like Will Smith sitting in a spaceship, and then he's narrating. So the whole thing for me was like, it felt like Enemy Mine. Do you remember that movie with Dennis?
Yes, with Dennis Quaid and the captain from
Louis Gossett Jr.
Louis Gossett Jr. Yes, from Officer and
It felt like Enemy Mine. I swear to God, I was getting flashbacks even in the trailer. Like, oh, they're out in a space battle, then they crash land, and then. You know, one guy's stuck on the spaceship, the other guy's out kind of rooting around and like fighting with animals.
Only I don't think Will Smith's going to be pregnant. Only people who
You
saw
don't know.
Enemy Mine will know what we're talking about.
I think Will Smith is going to be pregnant with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's going to be the triplets. Eddie Murphy is going to give birth to triplets in After Earth. It's going to be an incredible. It's a bait and switch right there. It's a comedy.
It's a big sci-fi comedy.
Yeah, 3-headed baby in the first 5 minutes. All that stuff you saw with the animals running around and Jaden with that weird wooden stick. That's all the first 5 minutes of the entire movie. Then it's Will Smith pregnant, gives birth to Eddie Murphy, Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a 3-headed strange baby with a worm body, and it's just that. Then it's just comedy.
I hope the major studios are watching this because they need to take notes. But overall, and hey, look, I like Karate Kid. I actually, you know what? I think I like Karate Kid a lot more than most people did. I actually thought Karate Kid was really good with Jaden Smith, and I thought he did a great job in it. It's just that
I didn't see it. I didn't see the remake. There's only one Karate Kid for me. I'm kind of like one of those guys that it's like, if there's no reason really for a remake except for somebody wants to just I can't think of a new story, so let's just rehash this title and kind of slap it together.
It was quite
They could have
good.
called it something different.
It was quite good, actually.
But was it good?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, I walked out going, "Wow, that was kind of fun." But
Jack
that being said, But that being said, I mean, I can buy into Jaden Smith. I just hearing about the film before the trailer, I was given the idea that this was a Will Smith film with his son Jaden Smith, and now watching the trailer, I feel like this is a Jaden Smith film made possible because Will Smith agreed to appear in it. That's what I feel like. But anyway, let's move on.
A little sprinkling of Will Smith. Yeah, it's all Jaden.